Rain, rain, go away. India, Bangladesh want to play is going to be the common refrain across Kanpur, UP, and the whole of India. But, well, it wasn't to be, sadly, just 107 for 3 on the board. 33 was bowled on day one of the second test match in Kanpur between India and Bangladesh. Here on Cricbuzz Chatter, we do not have the blessings or the time-tested wisdom of Mr. Bhogle, but we do have the astute analysis of young Dinesh Karthik. Cricbuzz Chatter, very, very happy to have you, DK. You've had a very light and easy day. Time to do some work now.
Yeah, what to do, Mani? Some people have to work hard. Not everybody can go on a holiday like you to Norway, so we have to sit down in Kanpur amidst the rains to just work hard, watch India play. But even in that, there is a spanner in the works. The rain came, and what promised to be a very interesting day ended up being rather curtailed.
I walked into that one. We'll focus on the cricket for now. There's enough and more time to chat about the cricket. Let's take a look at that summary thus far. As I said, only 33 overs of play, 107 for 3 Bangladesh. The captain was looking good, but sent back Mominul Haq has looked the best today, 40 not out, and the opener scoring 24 of 36. A couple of wickets for Akash Deep. Ravi has been chipping in as well. Overall, such stop-start days, extremely frustrating for players from both sides.
Always is the case because you don't get momentum. You start, you're feeling good, the rhythm is there, and as you feel like you can get into the thick of things, rain comes down, and you have to again go in, come back, refocus, and start. That's why a lot of the times, if you see in cricket, they'll say after a break, take your time as a batter. Don't try and do anything too silly too early. And in the case of rain, you add that as another break, depending on how much time is there. That's the mental side of things. But also with rain, the pitch becomes a tad bit tacky because it's always under covers, what they call sweating, and hence the moisture content becomes a little more in the top layer. So when the fast bowlers come back, they always find a little more movement. And if you have a wily spinner like Jadeja or Ashwin, they get some turn, the odd ball goes straight. So overall, the batsman is the one who finds it really hard to adjust and adapt quicker.
Right, India won the toss and chose to bowl first. Clearly a function of the conditions, that decision from Rohit Sharma. The opposition captain said they would have batted anyway. But at the start, Siraj and Jasprit Bumrah, you reckon they tried a bit too hard? Or was it par for the course because such conditions would normally excite any pace bowler with the brand new red cherry in his hand?
They were steady with their mindset of trying to hit length. Though with the new ball, what I did feel was they were bowling a tad bit fuller at times, looking for that swing. They found seam movement. Now, as a bowler, when you win the toss and the captain has decided, all right, guys, let's go in and bowl first. The one thing that you want to do is respond to your captain by picking up early wickets. And when that doesn't happen in the first 4-5 overs, you do try hard. It's a natural tendency. And both Bumrah and Siraj tried hard. Whereas Akash Deep, on the other hand, after 8-9 overs, came in, straight away hit length, kept it there. I can understand what a Bumrah or a Siraj was thinking. You want to go for those wickets. You don't mind getting hit for a few boundaries. So yes, you can say at times they probably tried too hard, but that's going to be the case, especially if you're bowling first after winning the toss. And why I use the word steady up front is in their mind, all they wanted to do when they came back in the second spell was hit length. And that's something they could have done in the first spell. But as you said, because the pitch had enough in it, they were playing around, trying to get a feel for a wicket or two.
Right, young Akash Deep came in as Rohit Sharma's second change. That's after Ashwin. And he came in and got the openers out very quickly on air. You referred to how this young man has a knack of picking up wickets in his first spell. There's something about him.
It's a very important attribute. Why I say that is when you're given the ball by the captain, the first thing you want to do is straight away come in and keep the pressure on at a bare minimum. What he goes on to do is go one step further and pick up a couple of wickets. At least that's happened almost every first spell he'll bowled in international cricket, which is a luxury. When you have a Bumrah and a Siraj bowling with the new ball, you want the bowler the following to keep that pressure going. And that's something Akash Deep has done well. Add one up to that, he's picked up wickets as well. Now, that is a very good quality to have. Now, we keep speaking about, who's going to be that bowler who's going to follow the other 3 bowlers to Australia? Is it Bumrah, Siraj, Shami is a lock-in? Who are the others? And you have to say Akash Deep has become a lock-in. He is just bowling some great lengths and picking up wickets as well.
Now that you bring up the Australia tour, I've got a slightly tricky question for you, and it's coming up for you, DK, in the hotspot. Now, in the recent past, normally fans have sort of looked at the Indian bowling from the prism of saying, oh, our pace trio, Bumrah, Shami, and Siraj. Are things now slowly tilting towards Bumrah, Shami, and Akash?
Yeah, I find it very interesting when people just jump to conclusions. The other day, the question was Rishabh Pant the best batting wicketkeeper we have ever got? And I said that I would wait on that. Similarly, even for this situation, I would wait. And why I say that is when somebody's played three tests, you always, as a viewer, get excited. Yes, he's got skills, but what you have to wait and see is there will be patches he bowls brilliantly, a bit of a lull, and then how he rises back. Now that's when you can definitely say, yes, he's gone through the rigors of playing international cricket. Akash Deep is a superb talent.
Yeah.
You give him the ball almost every time he picks up a wicket, and that's a great skill to have. Siraj has done that for some time now. He was rated as the number one fast bowler coming through the ranks from India A, has earned his stripes and done phenomenally well. If we jog our memory back a few years ago, when India beat Australia in Australia, he was the wrecker in chief. He picked up a fifer, he bowled really well, and he's kind of made his mark in all three formats. Now, I wouldn't jump the gun so early to say he is the third member of that pack. I would definitely say he can confidently add him as the fourth member to that lineup on that flight to Australia. That's where I would say. And I don't want to put a young boy a lot more pressure than what he is undergoing because the burden of expectations can kill sometimes the enthusiasm you have. It is a very hard skill to get to be able to handle expectations. And I really wish Akashdeep plays with this gay abandon that he's having, enjoys playing the sport, bowling those lovely areas, and keeps doing well for India. And that will be great. Don't put those tags on him and make him feel like, wow, I need to deliver every time I walk in. That's a very hard one at the start of your career. As you grow and as you keep playing cricket, it is understandable. You deserve that tag and you need to live up to it to be part of that team. But right now, I'll say, Akashdeep, you're doing phenomenally well. And to the person who's asked that question, let's wait on him a little bit. There is time. He will become a good bowler in the near future. And that question will remain valid. You can come back to me and ask, see, DK, I told you. I will say, yes, you did at that point of time.
The spotlight isn't going anywhere from Akashdeep if he keeps doing what he's done. Just from a skill point of view, still very early days, as you said, in his test career. This is only his third test match. All of his wickets in this format have come in the first spell, that is with the newish ball. Is bowling with the older ball a completely different world? If yes, why? And what does he do to get better?
At this point of time, a majority of his wickets have come with the new ball. A couple of things that is too glaring when that happens. You've got solid spinners. And yes, you have Ashwin, you have Jadeja. We have sitting back on Akshar and Kuldeep. So when those players play, they take the bulk of the wickets in India. All fast bowlers do is chip in with one or two at the start. And then the spinners take over. In case the spinners don't get a wicket, then you're given the old ball with the ability to reverse swing. You can pick up a wicket or two. That's how fast bowlers play in subcontinent conditions. So far, with the new ball, he's been very good. Yes, with the old ball, he's yet to pick up a wicket, but that's going to happen for sure. He's played a lot of domestic cricket, and a majority of his wickets, I'm sure, have come with the older ball or the semi-new ball, and he will eventually do a lot of that as well. But for the moment, he's done well with the limited opportunity that he's got with the new ball.
Right. Now that we've spoken about Akash and Bumrah and Siraj, let's move to someone who I suppose might possibly be thinking about a career in the Tamil film industry. Before we talk about his cricket, what do you make of that handlebar moustache, Ravi Ashwin? What was that?
He's acing it, isn't it? With every series, he seems to have a different mustache. I don't know. He's got a very good stylist, I feel. And he's just playing. I've had this same beard for about, I don't know how many years. I haven't had the courage to play around with it too much. If people are, having the comment section, please do put photos of me having different beards because you can't find it. It is not there. In Ashwin's case, every series, I think for Australia, he has a different beard. For New Zealand, different beard. Bangladesh, he's gone that Sami variety beard. He is the name of the game is to play around with the beard for Ashwin.
I suppose a conversation between Deepika and Preeti Ashwin is due. Maybe that will get you to experiment a little bit with your facial hair. But back to Ashwin's bowling, the way he got the captain out, that leg before dismissal, was it that delivery that we should talk about, or was it the setup that was more important?
In Kanpur, the one thing that you will get is low bounce. So Ashwin, as a bowler against left-handers, knows a majority of his wickets will come the moment the batsman looks to play for the off-spin, and the one that goes straight and hits the pad is always in the picture. And he had bowled a few balls to Najmul. He realized that Najmul was looking to score runs of him. He knew at the back of his mind he was going to get him out playing either of two shots, either the sweep and he misses it, or the defense where he plays for the turn and he misses it. It became the latter and hence got the wicket. He did set him up, but not too much. It wasn't a spell where he was bowling and set him up too much. He was just hitting the length and hoping there'll one ball that'll just skid through. And that ball had that effect on the batter where it just kind of pitched, probably just hit the leather of the ball and just skid through, and he played for the turn a bit and he missed it completely. And if ever, I said it on air as well, there was a definition of plum in LBW. That is the one that umpires need to look at.
It was, in fact, wicket number 420 playing in Asia for Ravi Ashwin. Goes past the great Anil Kumble. That is in Asia, most wickets in Asia. That is Ravi Ashwin 420. And the one common expectation or demand rather from India fans is that Ashwin is not allowed to retire before he scales Mount 600 in Test cricket.
He would love to do that. And why not? I think the expectations are very fair. He looks fit. He's someone who's enjoying his cricket. I think the last 3 to 4 years of his cricket have been the most enjoyable ones for him personally. And that is a very important aspect. As you grow older, if you don't enjoy the sport, you tend to leave it a lot quicker than what you would if you do have fun. So at this point of time, he can play as long as he's enjoying it. And the good part is for all of us who are watching, he is having a lot of fun. And I think Rohit Sharma has given him a very comfortable cocoon to work with, and that is a good safe space for any person to be in. Not and Ashwin being the benefactor of that at the moment. It is just good to see him bowl, gets the new ball when required, comes in, picks up a wicket. Just the confidence the captain is able to show on him, and he is able to pay back that respect by performances as well.
And has started doing Hindi content on YouTube as well. Is there anything Ravi Ashwin can't do? Now, there's someone who's going to face, hopefully there'll be play tomorrow and lots of play tomorrow, and someone who will face a lot of Ashwin tomorrow is Mominul Haq. One of the rare positives for Bangladesh in this match so far. He played that ramp shot, a couple of drives as well. Looked good for you?
I'm surprised you're using the word rare positives because honestly, I thought Sadman Islam in the time that he played actually looked good. I thought he was batting well. A tad bit unlucky, not that it wasn't out, just that you get away as a batter most of the time. Ball pitches, angles in, hits almost the top of his pad, and you're thinking it's fine, I'll get away with it. Umpire gave it not out. So you're thinking at best umpire's call. I felt bad for him because he looked good till the line he lasted. But yes, you were bang on when you said Mominul Haq looked very good today. At the way he started, you could see he was nervous. It wasn't the batsman that we are used to, or rather Bangladesh is used to, someone who's a lot more free-flowing. But the runs have dried up over the years a little bit, and the pressure could be seen. But it was nice for him to come, the pitch not bouncing too much, but he also playing the cut shots rather confidently. And once he got going, he brought the sweep to good effect as well. The one thing he needs to be worried is the ball coming back in. He seems to get little late on it. So that's something that he needs to be a tad bit careful about. I don't think he's seeing the Cricbuzz show today. He's going to sleep peacefully. But in case he sees it, I will tell him that. Just look for the ball that comes back in. He is looking good. But what they would need from him is a big score. He is someone who started his career in a very Bradmanesque way, where he came in and scored lots of runs in a very confident manner. And that's something that they would look from him. He looks good. This pitch suits him. He needs back big along with Mushfiqur for them to create some sort of pressure back on India.
Yes, this is his 65th test match. So he'll have to summon all that experience when he faces the Indian bowlers tomorrow. Shanto, on the other hand, the scorecard says 31 of 57, 6 fours. Was he a touch too cautious against Ashwin, especially?
No, I in fact thought he played well. 31 of 67 on a pitch which was doing a bit for the fast bowlers, and he played a spin properly. In fact, I thought Mominul struggled against Ashwin at the start. He got better. Shadman Islam struggled with Ashwin at the start. I thought Shanto was the one who actually, because of the way he batted in Chennai, was putting pressure on Ashwin. Ashwin could feel it that if I do something, he's going to come at me. He played a nice reverse sweep, put the pressure back on the bowler, misjudged the defense, but I thought he batted well, honestly.
Yeah. Right. Only 4 bowlers used on day one, 33 overs. No Jadeja. Clearly conditions on Rohit's mind, or was there something else?
Conditions. Just the fact that 4 out of the top 5 batters who have batted so far have been left-handers. So it makes sense to bring in an Ashwin after the fast bowlers. So fair enough. I think it was a very correct call at the moment. He is someone who's sorted tactically. Very rarely will we sit on this Cricbuzz show and say, "Arey Rohit, aisa karna chahiye tha." We don't. I don't think we'll get to that situation too often. He is a clever man who uses his tactics wisely. Today, again, any captain I think would have done exactly what they did. Rotated the fast bowlers, kept Ashwin. So the pressure was always on as a batter.
You surprised that Ashwin was first changed and not Akash Deep?
No, I think it was a great move. It was a little tacky money. So
Yeah.
Ashwin on those kind of pitches which has a little bit of moisture will get the odd ball to go straight, and that is a very venomous ball. And as a batter, you're looking for that, and you keep playing for the straight one, and then there's one that turns, and then if you follow it, you always get caught at slip or at times even short leg. So it is a very fair call, and it was a double change as well. So he brought Ashwin from one end. Soon after, he brought Akashdeep. Even if he had done the other way around, I don't think people would have had a problem. But I still feel he made the right calls today.
Two.
I think the conditions decided not only the 11, but also the decision at the toss. And why I say that when you play three medium pacers, you want to bowl first because to make best use of the conditions initially. You could see that's why they ended up bowling first. Now, with regard to playing in the 11, I still would have preferred to see Kuldeep, but I think at this point of time, Gambhir and Rohit sit in a better place to decide exactly what they want to see, not only for this test, for the near future as well. So they would have made a call looking at everything, but mostly at Kanpur, and they would have felt if they can make inroads early, it'll be very good. It was a call between Kuldeep and Akashdeep, and I think they've tilted in favor of Akashdeep only because of how it was this morning. Very cloudy, very overcast, lots of rain around the corner. So understandable that they went Akashdeep's way.
I suppose homeboy, Kanpur boy, Kuldeep will have to wait a bit more to play a test match at home. On the other hand, Bangladesh, I suppose, read the conditions completely differently, whether it was wanting to bat first. The captain said it at the toss that he would have liked to bat anyway if they'd won the toss. And also on team selection, going in with the extra spinner, the left-arm orthodox Taijul Islam coming in. Surprising?
Taijul Islam is not a surprise. Khalid Mahmood, I thought, came in, and understandably so because of Hasan. But Taijul Islam, why they've brought him in, slightly low, slow pitch. So he's not the tallest man. So he'll always keep the pads in check and the stumps at play. And that is
the to play. Assuming there is play in the morning, how do you see the day panning out and what should India be doing straight away?
a few early wickets for India in the first session. The pitch has been under the covers, so you will get that residual moisture. The pitch has been under the covers, so you will get that residual moisture. You want to make, but unfortunately, I do feel again it's going to be a day that's going to be marred by rain. Maybe not. I'd be very surprised if we get a full day's play tomorrow. We're all hoping that's the case. I don't want to put things unnecessarily in all our viewers' mind, but it does look like it's not going to be a day that's going to be completely without rain. There will be a few showers, and you can feel it as you're here. It's grey, cloudy most of the time. The sun comes out for a little bit, says hello, hi, and then finds its way back. So it is a place where if it rains, and pretty strong rains as well. So it's going to be a day which is going to be challenging for the batters because they might have to go in, come back. For the bowlers, it's about trying and striking in the moments of play that's available. So it will make for an interesting day, but not the long day that we're used to in Test cricket, I feel.
Mushfiqur Rahim plays spin really well. Is that going to affect Rohit Sharma's plans in terms of the resources he will use in the first session?
I hope it doesn't. And I only say that because Mushfiqur has gotten out to Ashwin in the previous innings as well. So he'll back himself to do that. It is a known fact that he's a very good player of spin. I mean, he's played so many tests for Bangladesh over so many years. He's got to be a good player of fast and spin. So I think Rohit won't look at who the batter is, more so about what the conditions are, which bowler will be most effective at that point of time to make his decision.
Now, much like the variety of food available in Kanpur, there's a fair bit of variety on Cricbuzz Chatter as well. We've spoken about the longest and the oldest, the greatest format of this game. And now time for a bit of T20 conversation as well. Dwayne Bravo, the T20 great Dwayne Bravo has said goodbye to all forms of the game. Firstly, DK, your reactions on the impact Dwayne Bravo has had on T20 cricket?
Look, as far as legends go in T20 cricket, he's got to be right up there. He's played the sport for a long time, and this format has been his most successful format. It suited him to a T. He could bowl those slow balls, be very effective. He's someone who was used very wisely for his time with CSK. where Dhoni used him right in the middle and at the end, and he always picked up wickets. And think of Dwayne Bravo, you'll think of the fact that he's won World Cups, he's won IPLs, but most importantly, the iconic dance celebration that always follows. He's a man who has a lot of strengths. He can sing, he can dance, but most importantly, he can bowl well. And he has been someone whom West Indies T20 cricket will be very proud of having had for a long time. And he's done and given a service for West Indies cricket, but most importantly, has spread his wing in the franchisee world and done phenomenally well wherever he's gone. He's become a coach for CSK, but recently been appointed as a mentor for KKR. I wish him all the very best. He is someone who is a lovely guy to be around, always high energy, great person to hang out with, but you need to have a certain amount of dance moves to be around him. So you and I won't make the cut, Manish. Let's make that very, very clear. And he's a man who's done very well for himself, and I'm sure his family will be very proud of all the efforts that he's put in over the years as a cricketer.
580 odd T20 matches across leagues. He's played all across the world. Has won World Cups, as he said. He's won the IPL as player, as bowling coach. Now with KKR, as you mentioned, he gives you the impression that he's one of those chillers. You know, he likes to have a good time, likes to party. But behind that external image, is there a very sharp reader of what goes on in this format? Does he have the T20 format coded in his DNA?
Very astute, very, very tactically astute. And that's why he's been a good leader. He understands how to deal with men. He is someone who is from the land of Trinidad and which has a strong cricket heritage. And you can see that a lot of cricketers in that part of the world swear by him. He's helped a lot of the cricketers who have played, who are not playing also. So he has a lot of respect. He's one of those who goes out of his way to help a lot of young boys, even financially. So people look up to him as a leader. And some of these attributes are not seen so much in the outer world, in the social media world, but he is one of the most respected and loved cricketers from Trinidad because of what he does on the field, but more so what he is able to do off the field for a lot of those cricketers. So he is a man who will always be looked up for a long, long time from that part of the world.
Absolute champion, DJ Bravo. And guess what? Mr. Bogle and Mr. Dinesh Karthik are going to show you all of us, their dancing skills, I've been told, with a bit of Natu on the next episode of Hey CB. So do watch out for that. DK, as always, it's been a pleasure. And in case there is no play tomorrow, what are you planning to eat in Kanpur?
I'm telling you, this lunch is to die for. They have some of the best kebabs, outstanding. I really enjoy the food that is being served there, irrespective of how much play happens. Play will happen at lunch for me, for sure.
And maybe you can request Mr. Gavaskar to get some Thaggu ke laddus from his sasural, since it happens to be his sasural. So maybe that will be on the cards. But DK, as always, great chatting with you on Cricbuzz Chatter. In case you guys have any questions for DK, we'll try and cover them on Cricbuzz Chatter. If not here, hey CB for sure. See you again soon. Bye-bye.